How much time do you have? How many times or how often have you heard that? How much time do you have? Do you have a minute? Have you heard these phrases before? I know I've had heard these phrases countless number of times in my life. I can't even number, can't even put a total on how many times I've heard these things. This is Jerry Franklin Poe coming at you live again with another segment of the 31 Days of Sharing. Reluctant Success family, how are you doing today on this great morning? Years ago growing up, I used to hear people say things like, tomorrow is not promised, or Lord willing. These are all references to a scripture, James, I think it's chapter 4, verses like 13 through 15, somewhere in there, where it talks about tomorrow not being promised, or Lord willing, if things happen or don't happen. So growing up, I used to hear adults say all the time, like, yo, tomorrow is not promised. It was actually a song the Winans had. The Winans, a gospel group, very popular gospel group, they had a song called Tomorrow that talked about the difference between doing something today or doing something tomorrow, waiting, and like tomorrow is not promised. And I know my dad, my mom, or other relatives used to say that we're going to do something, Lord willing. Tomorrow will be blah 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 blah, Lord willing. And I used to hear these phrases all the time, and I never really truly understood as a child what they meant. But as I've grown older, time, this concept, this construct of time, I've started to build up some philosophies or constructs for myself as to how time actually works for us in terms of our lives, in terms of how we think about it, in terms of how we treat it. And there are two thoughts about time I want to share with you today. For those who are watching me live or watching the replay, there are two concepts or two constructs, two ideas about time that are, based on what I heard as a child and my experiences as an adult. One is that time is relative. That's right, friends. Time is relative. Our concept, our perception, our feeling about time, it's all relative. And you're probably saying, Jerry, what do you mean by this? What do you mean that time is relative? Well, think about it. Think about this for a second. You have people say that time's moving fast or time's moving slow. Well, how can time be moving fast and moving slow? The reality is time is not changing. Time still moves the same way it's always moved. But our perception of time is what is shifting. As a younger person in elementary school, we would get on the bus, we go to school, the school day would start around, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we'd be done around, 3 something. And it seemed like school lasted a long time. It was like, man, these were long days to go from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever time it was, right? But now as an adult, as a parent, when I think of the school day, like I put my kids on the bus in the morning, and they would go to school at like 7:15, 7:20. But I come back in the house, start working on stuff, working on my work projects, getting things done in the house. And before I know it, it's like, wow, it's 3 o'clock already. It's like, where did the time go? Before, when I was younger, I'd be like, man, this is taking too long. But now as an adult, I'm saying, where did the time go? Well, did time change or did I change? Did you change? See, time is relative to us as an individual based on how we see it at that moment. Like, I remember being in church all day. We'd have Sunday school at 10 a.m. We'd have regular service that started at 11 a.m. Then we'd be there through the praise and worship, the testimony service, the devotion, all this, the offering, the message. It was like 2:30 in the afternoon by the time we were done. We were in service for over 3 hours. It seems so long. It seems so drawn out. But then I go to see an Avengers movie. Endgame was 3+ hours. And it seemed like it went by just like that. It was fast. It was like, wow, it's over already? I want some more. So time, my friends, it's relative. Our perception of it is what's changing. And the older you get, your perception changes. What you're experiencing in the moment, whether it's fun or something you enjoy versus something that you don't enjoy, your perception changes. But here's another thing about time that I think a lot of us are missing or taking for granted. Time is a bank account where you don't know the balance. Did you catch that? Did you catch it? Time is a bank account where you don't know the balance. See, when we're all born, we're given a certain account and time allotted in that account. But no one ever gave you a statement. No one ever gave you a total. No one ever told you how much you actually had. We assume that our account looks like other people's accounts. We assume that our account has the same balance as other people. We assume that our allotment is the same allotment as other people. So then we act accordingly. Well, this person has this much time, then I should have that much time. But no one ever said how much time you actually have. So therefore, our value for the time is based off a premise that doesn't exist. Our value for the time is based off of other people's accounts, not your own account. If you knew your balance, then you might act accordingly, right? If we knew that we only had a day left, a week left, a year left, how would you live your life differently today? Not knowing the balance means that every moment is precious. Not knowing the balance means every day is precious. Not knowing the balance means that you don't have any time to waste. Because as they said when I first started this off, Lord willing, or tomorrow's not promised, right? We don't know how much time we actually have. No one knows the balance on their account. So because we don't know the balance on our account, because we don't have any overdraft protection, you can't go past the limit. You can't go into a negative balance. Because of that, my challenge to you is to look at your day, look at your time, look at your life, and really focus on, are you maximizing the moment? Are you maximizing the time? Are you maximizing what you have today? Are you maximizing it? Are you using it as if it is your last? Are you taking action right now? Are you speaking how you feel to people in your life? Are you letting folks know that you care about, that you love them? Are you letting your friends know you appreciate them? Are you taking advantage of opportunities when they are presented to you? Are you going after the things you want in life as hard as you really desire them? See, reluctant success is recognizing how much time I have versus how much time I don't. I'm realizing now at my age that there are more years behind me than there are in front of me. Like, I don't know how much is up, but I was younger. It's like I got all the time in the world. But now as I'm getting older, like I'm saying to myself, I have to prepare for life as if I may not be here. I have to prepare for life as if this could be the moment, because I don't know what's left in the account. And because I don't know what's left in the account, I have to value the time at a much higher rate. I have to put a higher percentage. You know, you talk about interest rates, right? Or percentage of returns on your money. So with my time, I need to get the highest return on that value. I need to get the highest return, the highest yield on the time that I have left. So my challenge to you is, how much value are you placing on your time? If time is relative, and if time is a bank account where you don't know the balance, then how are you using your time effectively? How are you using your time today? How are you using your time this week? How are you using your time this month? How are you using the time this year? If 2020 has taught us anything, is that no one knows what's in their account. No one knows how much they have in their account. No one knows the balance. And because you don't know the balance, my friends, I challenge you today. I challenge you with these 31 days of sharing this segment, as I challenge you to maximize your value, to maximize your time value, to maximize the return for your time, your life. Your time and your life, they're the same. We don't know how much life we have. We don't know how much time we have. So therefore, use it wisely. Use it wisely. And I'm not here as the judge to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I'm talking to myself the same way I'm talking to you. I don't always use my time wisely either, because it's all up here. We have these ideas of what we think, how much time we have, or, oh, I don't do it today, I can do it tomorrow, right? But we don't know for sure. So I will leave you with this. Make the most of the moment. Make the most of the moment. And as I like to say with my family, make the moment magical. See, magical moments, those are the memories that will last forever. Because see, when you think about memories, right? When you think about memories are moments in time. So create these magical moments for yourself. Create the magical moments for the people that you care about. Create the magical moments. Because whether it happened this year, happens next year, see, time in our minds, when you have a memory, it sometimes feels like it just happened yesterday, even though it could have been something that happened years ago. So with your time, make those magical moments, those magical memories. Those things will last. Those things will last even after we are gone. They'll last with the people that we create them with, the people that are still here. So part of our legacy is creating as many magical moments, those memories with the people we care about as possible. So until next time, my friends, be valiant,